Baseball is filled with many different types of analytics. Some of these metrics are simple and others are complex. Some tell you how a player is performing and others tell you how lucky or unlucky a player has been. Whatever stats you pick and choose to support your arguments, there is one that everyone knows, and that is batting average. Batting average is a flawed statistic in today's age of baseball, considering there are more in-depth metrics to better understand how a player is performing and what their expected numbers are projected to be. Batting average doesn't include walks, sac flies, or other ways of producing at the plate, and ignores the fact that every hit isn't created equally. For example, in the 2019 season, Hanser Alberto batted .305 while Mike Trout batted .291. Even though Alberto was hitting for a higher average, his walk percentage, slugging, OPS, and WRC+ were all below league average. Meanwhile, Trout surpassed Alberto in every other metric and obviously was well above league average in those stats mentioned earlier, and the results aren't even comparable. Sure, it might be a little silly to compare Alberto to Trout, and you'd be absolutely right, but it's an example I always love to remember. In no universe is Alberto even close to competing with a talent like Trout, but is a high batting average still valuable? And if so, how? Meet Luis Arráez, a player that has been breaking the internet because of his insanely high average and his poor numbers regarding exit velocity, hard hit percentage, and barrel percentage. As of June 16th, Arráez is batting an outrageous .378 with a .431 on base percentage and a .461 slugging percentage in 64 games. Arráez is 47% above league average with a .892 OPS despite having a below league average walk percentage and isolated power. Arráez is also in the 30th percentile for average exit velocity, 3rd percentile for hard hit percentage, and 2nd percentile for barrel percentage. So, how has Arráez been doing this? There are many factors at hand, but let's begin with his strikeout numbers. Arráez currently has a 5.6 strikeout percentage, which is well above league average, meaning it's a good thing. Arráez does chase out of the zone quite a bit, but he makes up for it being in the top 1% for whiff percentage, which he has consistently done in 2019, 2021, and 2022. Arráez has always been a hitter that's difficult to strike out, hence being in the top 1% in the years mentioned earlier. Simply put, Arráez has been disciplined at the plate enough to avoid strikeouts and takes advantage of pitches down the heart of the plate, hence a career-high 8.5 meatball percentage. Next up is his batted ball profile. Arráez is doing most of the damage on breaking pitches with a career-high .423 average, career-high .538 slugging, and a career-high .425 WOBA. Arráez has his highest line drive percentage on breaking balls, which explains why his slugging and WOBA are better on breaking pitches than fastballs and changeups. Arráez doesn't have a career high line drive percentage, nor does he have a career low ground ball percentage. He does have a career high topped percentage though, meaning he's hitting the ball on the ground more often than not. So, what's going on here? One thing that can be explained is the fact that when Arráez does elevate the ball, he's a much more productive hitter. In 104 plate appearances when hitting a grounder, Arráez has recorded 34 hits, with 2 being doubles and resulting in a .327 average with a .673 OPS. However, in 64 plate appearances when hitting a line drive, Arráez has recorded 49 hits, with 7 being doubles and 1 being a triple, resulting in a .766 average and a .1672 OPS. Basically, Arráez does more damage when elevating the ball into open gaps in the field, hence why he has more doubles, triples, and has a higher average and OPS on liners. While players that are more successful have a track record of barreling up the ball and making hard contact, one size does not fit all, and simple line drives can do wonders for any player. A massive reason why Arráez has found so much success, even though his launch angle isn't all that different from years past, is due to the MLB 2023 shift changes. Because of these changes, Arraez's numbers have trended upwards. In 2022, Arráez posted a .685 OPS on no shifts and a .784 OPS on all shifts. Meanwhile, in 2023, Arráez has posted a .734 OPS on no shifts and a .1040 OPS on all shifts. Comparing the 2 years, that's a .049 increase on no shifts and a .256 increase on all shifts. It's easy to see the new shift rules have done wonders for Arráez, and he's taking advantage of it. Lastly, will Arráez be able to keep up this insane pace? Probably not, But this is baseball we are talking about, so anything can happen, and if I am indeed wrong, I will take the L like a champ. Going back to the fact that Arráez is hitting .378, he has an expected batting average of .326, which is in the top 1%. Arráez is also overperforming his WOBA by .034. Speaking of which, Arráez is also sitting at a .396 BABIP, or batting average on balls in play, which is extremely ridiculous. Some of that is because of luck, since he's not normally barreling up the ball or hitting it hard, but also because of the new shift rules and the ability to spray the ball all over the field. Comparing breaking pitches to off-speed pitches, Arráez has a higher average on off-speed pitches, but is massively overperforming what his average is expected to be. Smaller sample size, sure, as Arráez has seen 133 off-speed pitches compared to 236 breaking balls. But Arráez still has a much higher slugging and WOBA on breaking balls, and that's simply because of a difference in launch angle. I highly doubt Arráez will finish the season with a 400 average or better, but he doesn't need to in order to earn everyone's respect. He's taking advantage of the new shift rules, not whiffing, capitalizing on good pitches to hit, and driving the ball to where the fielders are not at. After all, a player with a 147 WRC plus or 47% above league average can't be anything less than great at the plate. Thank you to anyone watching this short essay video on Arráez, as I hope you enjoyed this analysis on why he is performing out of his mind. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do and click the bell so you never miss a video of mine. Leave a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see you lovely folks later.